Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's Thursday, December 8th, 2022. And here are some of today's trends in the news. The only place on the planet where you get trends in the news. Yeah, the Cartoon News Network, it's about the deal they made with Russia, bringing back that woman basketball player. Oh, yeah. I wonder how Johnny Depp is doing. What bunch of crap they just put out there. Useless stuff that doesn't affect you personally, doesn't help you prepare, prevail, or prosper, means nothing in your life. And that's the only thing that they do is pump out shit. And you know why? They're shitheads. Oh, by the way, people say, oh, you get angry. He who's not angry when there is just cause for anger, guess what? Is immoral. Why? Because anger looks to the good of justice. And if you can live amid injustice without anger, you are immoral as well as unjust, according to St. Thomas Aquinas. You bet I'm angry because the injustice that they've done to us in robbing us of our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness it's demonic. It's satanic. That is what's going on. All these fucking bastards and bitches, and we'll talk about the bastards and bitches, talk about more fucking war. Not a peep about peace. Hey, all you fucking phonies, all you political pieces of scum. It's Christmas time. No, it doesn't mean how good will retail sales do. No, that's not about Christmas. It's about the birth of the Prince of Peace. Peace. You got it? But you know what happened to him. Whew. Went after the banksters, drove him out of the money changers out of the temple. Yeah, the Goldman Sachs gang, the JP Morgan Chases back in the day. Whew. 3 days later, cat's on the cross, Yeah. That's the injustices that we have in front of us now. On the market front. Oh, the markets went up today. Yeah, they've been down. They had 5 days down. Gold is back around $1,800 an ounce. Oil's taking a beating. Why? Because they say the global economy is going down. Or is the price rigged because they don't want Russia to make any money on it? But going back to the markets, things are going to turn with, again, everybody's waiting for two things. The wholesale price is coming out tomorrow, how much they went up. And again, they'll lie about it anyway because they make up this shit. And the other one, of course, is how much the Fed going to raise interest rates next Wednesday. So the word on the street is 50 basis points. Foop. It's going to bring down the housing market. We don't see a crash. A lot of people do. We don't. The crash we see is in the commercial business sector. Again, the higher interest rates go, the more money people have to pay on their loans, particularly if they're variable, which, by the way, just happened up in Canada. They got a lot of variable interest rates up there, and they just raised the interest rate there 50 basis points. So we believe, we're forecasting, the big downturn is going to happen in 2023. It takes time for this stuff to take hold. But then don't worry about it, because when 2024 comes, they're going to lower interest rates in the United States in time for the presidential reality show. China exports extend decline. Yep. Outbound shipments from China plunged 8.7% year over year, the biggest drop since February 2020. February 2020, January 2020, the Chinese launched the COVID war in celebration of the year of the rat. Yeah. And that's when everything started closing down. So now you have the numbers as bad as it was at the worst. What else they have? The Wall Street Journal forecast, they were looking at a 2% decline. That's what the street thought. Went down 8.7%. The sharper than expected plunge comes amid weakening factory activity and a sluggish recovery in China's property sector, adding pressure, blah, 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 blah. But let's get this straight. If they're exporting that much less, that means others are buying less and their economies are going down. Got it? We're going to go into global, the International Mafia Monetary Fund says we're going to have about a 2.7 decline globally. It'll be worse than that. U.S. trade deficit widened in October. Hey, remember that Trump crap that was the trade war? It didn't do shit. It was all bullshit because that's all he is, just bullshit. Trade gap in goods and services expanded in October to a seasonally adjusted $78.2 billion. You know, I remember back in the 70s when all this started to happen. And then it got a lot worse because of Bill Clinton with NAFTA, our jobs leaving America, going to poor labor countries. You don't have to pay a lot to get stuff made. And then bringing China into the World Trade Organization. Biden bought a part of it. So the trade deficits are ridiculous. The debt levels over $31 trillion in the United States. And again, what's going to happen when they raise interest rates, gold prices will probably go down, but so too will foreign currencies. And the emerging markets borrow their money in dollars. So as their currencies go lower, they have to pay more. So there's going to see a lot of serious civil unrest going on. Black Friday status dims as store sales fall. Yeah, they're down, but, you know, they went up on the cyber end. They were 5.8% over last year. But again, I don't see a big downturn this Christmas. It's going to come next year. Well, here it is. The Bank of Canada lifts rates by 0.5 point. And again, the people paying variable rates on their mortgages. And now let's go back to the United States. Your variable rates on all that commercial business sector that you have. Oh, and the government has to pay more money on the $31 trillion in debt that they have because they raised interest rates. Do you see what a scam this is and where this thing is going? And then, of course, there's the Ukraine war. And the arrogant little fuckface, this arrogant little prick, Anthony Blinken. These scumbags tell us what to do, one after another. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Blinken says, goal is to push Russia back to pre-war lines. Celente says, who the fuck is he to speak for our whole country? Whose goal? Not my goal. The goal of Satan, fuckface. Oh, don't call him fuckface. He's the Secretary of State, a little daddy's boy. Yeah, I went to Harvard. Yeah. I went to Dalton before that. And my daddy was a part of he was an ambassador. And I don't piss and I don't shit. I just throw it out and throw it into your face. And you, like a good American, suck it up. Because I'm Anthony Blinken. Our focus, fuck you. Your focus, your demonic, satanic, evil focus is on continuing to do what we've been doing, which is to make sure that Ukraine has in its hands what it needs to defend itself, what it needs to push back against the Russian aggression, to take back their territory. Yeah. Keep sending them weapons of death, stealing our money to do it. Almost $70 billion already, and they got another $37 billion coming out. Yep. No talk of peace. No talk of peace. More war. And the fucking hypocrisy. This is a scumbag that went to Yemen. Oh, what's a Yemen Salenti? It's like a lemon, but it's made without really, it's fake stuff in it. Well, Yemen is a country that Saudi Arabia invaded. They announced it from Washington, D.C. in March of 2015 when the Nobel Peace of Crap Prize winner Barack Obama was president. And Anthony Blinken went over there to Saudi Arabia to give them intelligence to help them defeat the Houthis in Yemen. That Saudi Arabia had tried to do since they invented the joint back in the early 1930s. That Anthony Blinken, Undersecretary of State, a murderer, a man who voted for every fucking war. He supported every war America's been into. But those dirty Russians, huh? Yeah, what they did, those Russians in Iraq, oh, terrible. Oh, that was George Bush that lied us into Iraq. Oh, what those Russians did in Libya? No, that was Obama. Oh, the Russians were in Afghanistan, but not for 20 years like America. Look at the wars America's, the people that they've killed all over the world. Vietnam War, what hypocrisy. NATO chief, another piece of fucking scum shit, Stoltenberg. You ready for this? The conditions for a peaceful settlement to the war in Ukraine are not here now. Hey, fuckface said it. An arrogant little fuck. All of these people are telling us what to do with our lives. We're in World War III. We're in World War III. NATO chief, Jens Stoltenberg. It is, yeah. I mean, this is unbelievable. Urging allies to keep sending weapons to Kyiv. Fuckface, scumbag, little dick, cocksucker Stoltenberg said, I cannot go into the specific systems that we are now considering. The paradox is that the more we want a peaceful, negotiated solution, ensuring that Ukraine prevails, you ready? The more urgent it is that we provide military support to Ukraine. Keep bloodying the killing fields. Ukraine is being destroyed. Over 70% of the place is without power. Russia still controls over 20% of it since they invaded. And we're totally against the invasion. Again, totally understand why it happened. We wrote about it in the Trends Journal in 2014, spring. But this is the crap. They say that peace only comes with more war. U.S. to step up defense ties with Australia and focus on Indo-Pacific. Isn't that nice? The Pentagon plans to deploy more jet fighters, bombers, and other military assets to Australia in the face of, ready, quote, dangerous and coercive Chinese actions in the Indo-Pacific. None of my fucking business. And how about America's dangerous and coercive actions? And all the people you've killed all over the fucking world. Quote, you ready? We. It's always we. These fucking cocksuckers always say we. Cocksuckers always say we. We committed ourselves to concrete steps to deepen our cooperation in both diplomacy and defense. Secretary of the U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, whose former job was sitting on the board of directors of Raytheon, the second largest defense contractor in America. China's dangerous and coercive actions throughout the Indo-Pacific, including around Taiwan and toward the Pacific Island countries and the East and South China Seas, threaten regional peace and stability. Unlike America's threatening peace and stability by bombing the fuck out of Libya, out of Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, There's none of our business. We're Americans. I believe in the founding fathers. No foreign entanglements. And I got a bunch of fucking losers who haven't won a war since World War II that have cost us countless tens of trillions of dollars saying what they're going to do to beat the Chinese. This is not America. This is satanic and it's demonic. Merry Christmas. Merkel has admitted deception over Minsk peace deal. Former German Chancellor Angela Merkel has confirmed the government's duplicity regarding the conflict in Ukraine by confirming that the 2014 ceasefire agreement was meant to give Kyiv more time to build up its military. In an interview with Zeit magazine, published Wednesday, Merkel said that the Minsk protocol brokered by Germany and France, quote, was an attempt to give Ukraine time, which it used to become stronger, as evidenced in the battlefield now. That's right. They knew it. She goes right here to say it, that in the interview, she said Russia could easily have overrun Ukraine troops in 2015. And that she doubted NATO countries could have done much then as they do now. As they do now. The whole thing was a scam. Again, the Eastern section did not vote for Poroshenko. They overthrew the government that was democratically elected, that international teams said was legitimate, the election of Yanukovych. He was illegally overthrown. The eastern part of Ukraine would not go with the Nazi-supported Azov government. They had the Minsk agreement. Since the Minsk agreement, Ukraine has killed over 15,000 people in the Donbass region. And that's when Putin said we had enough. The thing was all planned out. Because Poroshenko stated that the peace deal was to give the government more time for military buildup as well. And there you have it. Stealing our money. Putin says Russia's war with Ukraine is a long process. Yep. As for the duration of the special military option, well, of course, this can be a long process, Putin said. And new territories have appeared. There's significant result for Russia. There are serious questions. Take the Sea of Azov, which has become Russia's island. See, Putin said. The Russian leader added that he believes the most important thing isn't the territory, but the people who live there that want to be part of Russia. Again, it's totally true. They don't want to be part of the Ukraine government. They're Russian people. And again, this conflict is going on for over 300 years. And again, the hypocrisy coming out from these people is just beyond, doesn't stop. U.S. to increase military presence in Australia and build up aimed at China. Great. More money going there. No talk of peace. Only talk of more war. In a joint press conference, the Australian Defence Minister and Lloyd Austin, the American Secretary of Defense, said the U.S. will increase its rotational forces in Australia. Quote, that includes rotations of bomber task force fighters and future rotations of U.S. Navy and U.S. capabilities. Canada challenges China on Taiwan Strait. What the fuck is Canada doing? What are we doing over there? And the bullshit. If only women were in charge. Canada plans to, this is from the Financial Times. Canada plans to sail more warships through the Taiwan Straits to affirm waters claimed by China are international. Quote, we We need to make sure that the question of the Taiwan Strait is clear and that it remains an international strait, Canadian Foreign Minister Melanie Joly said in an interview. We will continue to enforce international, not you. You send others to do it and you steal their money. Speaking from Bucharest, where she was attending a NATO foreign minister meeting, Joly said Canada was, quote, committing to new military assets. Isn't that great? This is demonic. While Canada's new strategy takes a hard stance at China on its regression of the Uyghurs to its crackdown on democracy in Hong Kong, Joly said Ottawa believed in engaging with blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Again, how about the slaying of the Yemenis? No, we won't talk about that. Since this part of the world is so important for us, we need to be a reliable partner. And now we're putting our money where our mouth is. Could you believe it? Your money where your mouth is? Could you believe this shit? The world, that part of the world is so important to us. You're in fucking Canada. That's the Taiwan Straits. It's none of your fucking business. Globalism is. Japan to increase military budget by 56%. Isn't that great? Congress unveils $858 billion national defense budget. 45 billion more than the Biden administration requested, and an 8% increase from last year as the economy is going down the toilet. A lot more here. Institutions demand end to forever chemicals. We've been writing about this. 97% of America's, these widely used in food packaging, cookware, clothing, and carpets, forever chemicals are a group of more than 9,000 compounds that do not break down in the environment and are associated with human health problems, including cancers and reproductive abnormalities. Also known as PFAS, forever chemicals have been found in the blood of 97% of Americans, according to the U.S. government. 100%. We all have this poison in us. Hey, you worried about the COVID? They're killing us in thousands of different ways. And war is the big one that's coming soon. Tune into my broadcast yesterday with Judge Napolitano. Very important. Very important. We must unite for freedom, peace, and justice. We're giving you everything we can with the Trends Journal. Go to trendsjournal.com, trendsjournal.com. The more subscribers we have, the more that we can do. And we're giving you all you need to help prepare, prevail, and prosper in these dangerous times ahead. In a magazine, there is nothing in the world that comes close to it. And again, with the Christmas season coming, remember to occupy peace. No one talks about peace. All they do is talk about war. And protecting the Taiwan and Taiwan Straits, we're sending in that budget $10 billion over the course of a few years to Taiwan and military equipment. Taiwan is the richest country in Asia. It is the 5th richest country in the world in terms of assets that people have. And we're sending them $10 billion of our dough. No talk about peace, only war. I'm a warrior for the Prince of Peace. And remember, as St. Thomas Aquinas says, it's moral to be angry when it's justifiable, and immoral not to take action when they're robbing us of our life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you, and see you soon. From COVID war to Ukraine war to world war, are you prepared for what's next? These are unprecedented times. what's next, what's going to happen, read the Trends Journal. We have an unsurpassed track record of forecasting history before it happens. Subscribe to the Trends Journal. Read history before it happens. From the world leader in trend forecasting.